Kai Ohlsen, 26 years old, as of 2020 in Bath, England. I'm a painter, skateboarder, indulgent, hedonistic maniac. You know, some of my earliest memories are with a brush in hand and like chucking some primary colours down, taking it to the teacher and they're like, oh no, go and do this. That just never stopped. I was for a long time trying to figure out which discipline that would like bleed into, whether I would go into tattooing, because you know I was always that kid in school, pen all over your arms, and like the other kids would line up at lunchtime and I'm there doing all these custom pieces. I started making images with computers for a long time. Of course I was on graphic design, I was like 16 years old, and the only thing I learned from that was that I didn't want to do graphic design. Then it kind of all came full circle and I realised like, what is the most purest form of what I'm doing? I could do whatever I want. And art to me growing up was always this kind of unattainable pipe dream, shrouded in this like industry that's completely impenetrable. And then it kind of clicked one day, oh wait, like it's just a bunch of dudes doing exactly what they want to. At that point realised making art was the purest form of like what I wanted to do deep down. I remember watching a documentary on Jean-Michel Basquiat. Although I'm not like a sort of homeless street urchin in the 80s drinking wine with winos, like I can relate in that like I kind of felt like I come from less power in this world. I really related to what happened to him, the way that he like transcended the culture that he came from and was listened to, like he was given a voice. And I just remember thinking like, yeah, that'll be sick, like to meet someone that wants to support my work and enables me to do it. And literally a few months later, here I was in the studio. You know, I reached out to the family here. They've always liked the stuff that I do, and I said, "Do you have like a spare room or anything like I can paint in?" And they had this place lying around. In many ways, I am the stereotype. I am the cliche. Like I'm out here in this country studio, sort of just living that life to the fullest. And I think that it's just as much about who you are outside of your work. The pictures are almost secondary. You know, I'm punching for the high art, the fine art, and maybe in some ways I am still stuck with like my street urchin urban self. But you know, that's me and I can't avoid that. And if that means the work that I'm making is like a pastiche of the real thing, fuck it, I can't avoid that either. That's just who I am. An art degree is worthless. Like it's toilet paper. You can teach yourself to paint. You can read about art history, all the theory and everything. I was super anti-establishment for a long time. You know, fuck the system, fuck the man. You know, I taught myself YouTube videos and reading books on art history. And that was my education in many ways. Whereas now I'm going to be starting a course at Camberwell. So I'm going to be studying painting. Don't try. It's probably one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. Don't try and fabricate and control. It's something about the delivery. Don't force it. Just let it. Just take the heat off. And go all out and save absolutely nothing for the swim back. That's something I got from David Cho. That I feel is something that has really served me, because when I was 15 or 16, whatever, and I was saying I was watching that Basquiat documentary and thought, yo, I'd be down for that. I'd like to do that. I remember weighing up the consequences, and it's like, okay, so what's the worst that can happen? And I kind of decided, well, if it all goes absolutely down the drain, I can just hitchhike, swim, smuggle myself down south France, somewhere nice, and just sunbathe and hang out on the beach and whatever, like just be homeless. Fortunately, I'm a healthy, able-bodied young man, so like maybe I'm in a better position to do that than some others. But that for me is worst case scenario. So why not absolutely just go for it and save nothing for that swim back? And if anything, I feel that's the one thing that's allowed things to fall into place. Because the opportunities that I've been given don't necessarily get given to those who are thinking about their plan B and only going so far in. You know, no one wants to deal with those kind of people. There's like an individual aspect to anybody's work that in many ways you can't run away from. You can try and, you know, when you're starting out, the inclination is to copy other artists that you admire, but it's never going to be that real thing. Then of course there comes a point when you have to like really kind of figure out what your own voice is. And the only way I can describe that process is it's a little bit like trying to itch a scratch. It's just, it's somewhere there and you're reaching for it, and you just need to find what most satisfies you. You finish it and you're just stoked. You're dancing around the studio and you're like, yes, this is it. The process of doing it, all of the stars just align and it leads into exactly like what you want to be making.